Author of Why Bad Looks Good, Wendy Patrick, and former Los Angeles County Sheriff Alex Villanueva. It is great to have you both on there. Does anybody, Sheriff, believe that the way to handle these things is to go after car companies instead of putting people in jail?
Of course not. They're always going after the wrong target. They can't hold people accountable. The progressive policies of basically eliminating the criminal justice system in many aspects is blowing up in their face. So what do? Let's change the subject. It's somebody else's fault.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, Wendy. You think this goes on again and again in city after city around the country, and they keep pointing at the wrong target.
Well, that's true, Trace. And, you know, city after city, what you're seeing is these pre-planned demonstrations, if you want to call them that. They're not flash mobs. They're coordinated chaos. They're organized on social media. I want to say the saving grace is that by good predictive policing, they're able to find out what violence is going to go down where and get there first. Because good policing, as my colleague knows, is not about reaction, it's about prevention. Yeah,
and speaking of young people, this is from Fox 11. It's now they want young people to wear dog tags, essentially, in malls. The Moreno Valley Mall plans to require minors to wear lanyards that have their names and parents' contact information. In the event the child misbehaves, their parents would then be contacted. So if they steal, you call the parents.
I just got to laugh at that. I can only imagine a smash and grab mob of these juveniles with their lanyards and this loss prevention say, wait a minute, I need to read your lanyard. I mean, you got to laugh at this.
It really is. I mean, it's one of those things where it's so ridiculous that you have people saying, oh, you have lanyards, and you call the parents when they steal something. Now, if they want to change genders, you can't call the parents, but if they steal something, you can.
Well, then there's the issue of who makes that call. I mean, security guards are not babysitters and they're not bouncers. And they're thrust in the position of really doing crowd control along with the store owners. You know, I think the better solution is probably making a wise investment in our children. My parents used to say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Sure.
That's a priceless investment by being mentors and role models. You make sure they have a focus and a future, not a felony record.
Your parents know my parents because they said the very same thing to me, and I say the same thing to my daughters. King 5, the headline is this: teens accused of shooting Tacoma police officer highlights rise in juvenile crime. It goes on to say, quoting, what's really sad is that they're 14 and 15 years old and had no business driving a car and definitely had no business having access to a gun, said Victoria Woodards, and she is the Tacoma mayor. We've got a ways to go before this gets better, Sheriff.
And it's not going to get any better anytime soon. Just this afternoon, Pasadena, smash and grab robbery, $500,000 at a jewelry store. They pepper sprayed the owner. He's devastated. Yeah. And 4 masked individuals, very coordinated, of course. And then we're seeing this across the Southland, Del Amo Fashion Center, just on Sunday. Same thing.
Yeah, it really is crazy. Lastly, to you, I mean, the whole concept here is they keep saying, oh, we're going after these gangs, and they keep arresting people, and they keep kicking them right back out on the street.
Oh, it's true. You know, I mean, I always say defunding the police endangers the community, and it's more than that when you get these groups, these organized groups. There's this empowering sense of unaccountability through a displaced idea that there are safety in numbers. Yeah. There are cameras everywhere, and everybody eventually, hopefully, will be brought to justice.
Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future.
There you go. Amen.
Wendy, Sheriff, thank you both. We appreciate it.
You got it, Trace.
Thank you.